Hello, Liam here, finally back with a new tutorial. Now this one is all about using a cool new tool from Blockade Labs. It's an AI generative tool, and what it does is it generates 3D sphere maps. Now we're going to use these in AR today, but they're also super useful for games and creating sort of game worlds and lighting and things like that. It's not perfect, but it works really well for what we want to use it for. I've also included a template which you can get in the link in the description. That'll be free, and I'm going to run you through how to use that template just to quickly drop your sphere maps in and have a look and see what they look like. You can always improve on that template. You can tell me how I can improve on the template, but anyway, enjoy and I'll see you after. Okay, so let's dive into this tool. So what we have here is Blockade Labs AI tool. One of the great things about this is it can take two forms of input. So you would usually in a generative tool type in your prompt, and then the AI will generate the imagery based on your prompt. That's how we're used to working, but in this really fun one from Blockade Labs, we can give it some drawing guidelines and then type in our prompt. Now this is kind of handy because it gives you a little bit more control of what your sphere map will look like. I have found that it's not super consistent and it doesn't always work, but when it does work, it works pretty well. So in this one we're going to be generating a cyberpunk city with buildings and, you know, some neon lights and stuff like that. So something you would use for, say, a cyberpunk level in your game, or in our case a cyberpunk world to step into through our portal. So you can see when you hover over it how it uses the guides. I have noticed that when you change the art style and redo it, it doesn't tend to stick to the guides as much for whatever reason. So if you were planning on using the guides, I would restart it every time you wanted to use the guides. So yeah, check that out, there we go. Those cars are a bit messed up. As I say, it's not perfect, but I think for how fast it is, for what we need it for, this is really sick. This one works really well. Then you just download it, and then we can pop it into our template. But yeah, let's try some different ones. So, Swiss Mountain Village, yep. High in the Alps with mist on the mountains. Pretty picturesque. Hot air balloons are flying overhead. Now we'll see if that works, because it doesn't always take those on. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So we've got our Swiss village. That's really nice. Have a look about. Very pretty. And mist overhead and everything. Can't see a single hot air balloon, so we missed on that one. But again, it's not perfect, but I think for how fast it is, you really can't knock it, and it's really fun to play with. So we'll change the art style and do it again. This one's really nice actually. I couldn't tell you quite how realistic it is, as it's been a little while since I've been at the Alps. But we're going to take quite a few of these and then we'll drop them into our template and see how they look. Okay, so let's try another one. A mega slum in a grungy city with bright lights and skyscrapers in the distance. Let's see how it does with this. And this is in the realistic style. We'll see if it spits out anything that looks recognisable. Oh, there we go. Nice sunset in the background there, cloudy sunset over a bay. We've got the neon lights, just like it asked. And it's sort of a mega slum, I guess. Kind of just looks like a high-rise block. And a moonrise in the other distance. Okay, so let's try a beautiful idyllic beach with turtles? Probably not. And palm trees. And dolphins. Sounds pretty fun. Right, we'll see how it does with this one. In anime art style. Alright. There we go. Again, really beautiful. It seems to do really well on the anime art style. So I recommend starting with that. You can use the cursor to pan around if you want to get a bit quicker. Can't see any turtles, but the rest of it looks really sick. really nice lighting and stuff. So we'll download that as well. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change the canvas size, as this is the fastest way to get our full quarters. So we're going to half the width and the height, and then click on the top left there. And what that'll do is that will just leave us with that corner there. So we'll save this as the same name, just put it in the same place, doesn't really matter, and then put top left. Great, and save that. Then we're just going to do the same for the other corners. So we'll do top right next, 3072 times 1536. Click top right, click proceed, click save. And then we'll do bottom left and bottom right. Easy enough, isn't it? Okay, so welcome to the spheremap template. This is based on the multi-plane template from within Spark AR. So what I've done instead is I've dragged in here the spheremap objects, and this will be everything you need for this template. So what we're going to do is, we've got this sphere here, although actually you check that. Right, so the first thing you're going to want to do, so we can see what we're doing, is jump into the patch editor, find this box here. Now we need to turn this on so we can see what we're doing. You see we've got the whole scene here, and then once we publish, before we publish, we need to turn that off, because that's what makes the effect work properly. So we'll turn it on for now, and as you can see we've got a doorway, and then we've got an occluder box, and then we have a sphere map, and all together that means that when you tap on this door you can see through into your sphere map, making a portal. Speaking of, let's have a look on the portal. It's wonderful stuff. Let's just zoom that out a bit. Right, okay, so how do we get our texture onto here? So very, very simple indeed. What we'll do is we'll import a single texture first from our things. We'll import that one there. Right, and it's as easy as going up to materials, finding sphere map, and we'll change it here. So we'll add in this one that we just added in. Right, and as you can see, that adds that straight into your sphere map. And you can use the template like this if you want, but it's going to be a little bit low res. So that's the reason we split it into 4 in the previous part of the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the sphere map texture, hit this little button here, and then have to find it, because Spark never makes anything easy. Where could it be? Any guesses? It's not there. There it is. It's hiding in the box, obviously. Okay, so we have our sphere map texture here. I've created a little patch for you for the 4 quarters that we made. So if we attach this to this, you'll see it's disappeared again because there's nothing in any of these yet. And then we'll do this in order. So bottom right, attach, and you can see we've got a quarter there. Hold on, if I hit this it'll stop spinning. Bottom left, top right, and top left. It's important you name these properly when you do the Photoshop step, otherwise it can be a pain in the arse trying to fit this together. Right, so as you can see, that's quite a bit more high res. You should be able to modify this to do up to like 8 textures. The reason is Spark bins down to a 1K texture, and we're trying to get something a bit more high res than that. So when we tap on our door here, You can see it's much more high res than it was before. And it's as easy as that. Now you can go ahead and publish that if you want, but before you publish, don't forget to go up here and hit the debug button. Right, I hope that's really helpful for you. Like I say, this whole template will be available for you to download for free in a link below. If you can think of any improvements for me, let me know and I'll see what I can do about them. Alright, thank you very much for following this tutorial, and I'll catch you hopefully soon in another one. Bye bye.